wrap and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're like me and my friends we're wrapping up that car for some guy and shit. So that's why I fucking posted that shit. We've been working on it for like a couple days already.
All right. Let me just give a quick check to see if it's live. Hold on. Check. Let's see. Just got to get the chat ready.
Hey, yo, chat. Bring on the chat.
No. Yeah, bring on the chat. All right, ladies. We got Mauricio already in. Let's go. Hey, just in time, bro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are officially live here on the Turn 4 podcast, season 2 finale. We made it 2 seasons. I'm your host, Daniel. I'm here joined with Anthony and Mauricio, who's still connecting. Addison, he will be joining, but he's only going to be joining on for a bit as it's his dad's birthday. So happy birthday to, I don't even know Addison's last name, Mr. Addison's dad, I guess I'm going to say. And we got, Mauricio's already connected. Yeah.
Wait, hold up, bro. I'm trying to get some shit. I'm going to get something fixed.
All right. So we've already made it. We've made it 2 full seasons of the Turn 4 podcast. And this is going to be the season 2 finale. This is going to be a 2-hour episode. So since it's going to be 2 hour, make sure you guys go grab a snack, go grab something to drink, go do whatever you need to do, because this is going to be a fun episode and this is going to be the last one. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and then we're going to be talking about all of our thoughts on the 2021 season. We're also going to go over some of the best moments of this season. We're going to give some of the best moments from the Gen 6 era, and we're going to be talking about some other news that will be leading into the off season. And in the end, we're going to give some gratitude and thank you to all the people who have watched the Turn 4 podcast. So we're first going to begin with Phoenix. Phoenix happened. The season is finally wrapped up. So Mauricio, since I was here in person to watch the race, and overall it was a fun experience. I'll get to that in a bit, but starting with Mauricio and Anthony, since both of you saw it on TV, what were your overall thoughts on the whole coverage and the race of at Phoenix?
Well, unfortunately, I had to watch it on English because here in Spanish, typical Formula, as you know, the Mexican Grand Prix happened almost at the same time as the NASCAR finale. Mm-hmm. So they decided to put it was a fucking repetition. I think it was the NFL, I think, as well. So fortunately, NASCAR finale was not broadcasted live, so it was like about an hour or 2 hours later. So I was not gonna wait for the finale. I was gonna get spoiled. So I decided to just say like, hell, I'm gonna watch it from wherever I can. And I found a guy that saved me the day, and I started watching from there. And I would say that the race was kind of meh. I would say that I would really want to see more different guys going for the win, not the typical 4. But these final 4 guys always have the advantage of equipment because they are obviously the guys that they are fighting for the championship. So I think that we've seen that since this format was applied, that the top 4 or the 4 finalists are always in front because it's all it doesn't matter. Not the rest of the teams that they are working for to end up the good season. No, it's all about the 4 finalists. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was between those 4 as always. Nothing has changed. And I'm gonna say that I think all 4 of them have their opportunity to get the title. Like for some point I was scared to see a 2-time Mickey champion, and then some point Hamlin was close to get his finally first title, and then at some point Bory Martin Truex was also very close to win his second title as well. But after the end, Larson with a very fast stop, probably the one that it mattered. But not only that, it was one of the fastest pit stops of the season. The team worked when it mattered and bring the 5 car to first place. And since then, the car stayed there, and that's what he helped him to get not only his 10th win of the season, but an impressive, dominant first championship for him. Definitely, if everybody was asking how was Kyle Larson in a car that can fight for not only wins but for championships, there's the example right there.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Larson, he had the opportunity to prove that, and he did it. And well, now he's a NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Yeah.
So congrats to him and to all Hendrick Motorsports with the resurgence of this year. That they finally, they are back to be the number one to beat, and not only that, but Joggins Racing continuing to be the guy that, besides Hendrick's dominance, they are not with the crossing hands, and they are just there putting a fight to the Chevrolet. So I'm happy for my team. So definitely, besides Kyle Busch didn't make it to the Final Four, definitely it was good to have Toyotas in the finale. But I'm still saying it, and I'm gonna say it all over again. I think Kyle Busch deserved this year to be in the finale. There's not much to say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be saying week number 1 that Kyle Busch deserved to be in the finale. That's what I'm gonna say.
All right.
But yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I was there in person. So to describe my experience, honestly, this was an amazing, wonderful experience. Definitely a memorable experience. Flying down in Arizona. Being there for the championship weekend. Honestly, there was a lot of buildup, a lot of hype and buildup. Towards the finale. The whole atmosphere around there. The people there. They're very incredible people there. The tailgaters. It's definitely an amazing experience. Attending a NASCAR race in person, but this is my first time attending a season finale, and you saw, especially through the concession stands outside of the racetrack, a lot of promotions were going on for the championship for drivers. Even the trophy display was being displayed at the, I think it was displayed at a truck. I think it was a Silverado or a Tundra that was being displayed outside of the track. It was a wonderful experience. They brought back practice and qualifying. Thank God they brought that back. So I was able to see that. I was able to go to the Xfinity race for the finale. An impressive finish, amazing battle for the win. Daniel Hemrick finally a winner in NASCAR, and not only that, but he was able to clinch the NASCAR Xfinity Series championship in thrilling fashion. And I'm gonna pull up 1 second. Hold up. Let me pull something up real quick. Mauricio, and this is something that's a reference from Mauricio last week. Well, let me see if I can pull it up. But meanwhile, Anthony, you're still here?
I think he's still coming back, but yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can find it. But
yeah, bro, I'm here. Well,
all right. So
yeah, for me, I thought it was a great weekend. Obviously,
not Friday. Friday for me was not good. It's a nightmare. Truck Series was a nightmare. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they brought back the practice and qualifying, so that's good. That's something that hasn't been around lately. So that was a breath of fresh air that I think everybody was looking forward to the whole weekend. And it was. I wish I could have been there with Daniel and also Addison. They attended the actual event for the weekend, so it looks like it was a fun time. But yeah, I mean, I think all 3 races this weekend were great. The finishes, the race, everything was awesome. I mean, there was a lot of hard racing going on, especially in the Cup Series with everybody up there battling for the championship at the end. So I thought it was a great race.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was a really bad race, being the last race for the Gen 6 era. So I think that's good. And then now we just gotta look forward for next year.
Yeah. All right. So I found it right here. I'm gonna replay this. Hold on. Can y'all hear it or not? Let's see. It was right around here. Oh, right here. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Oh, right around here. No. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Wait for it. Right there was Mauricio last week giving his prediction for the NASCAR Xfinity Series champion, predicting that Daniel Hemrick, the way he would get his first win, will be in a thrilling way. Well, Mauricio, there you go.
I fucking knew it. That's what I tell you. That was like the craziest thing. Like, I really knew it. I think a lot of people really thought that was like, this is gonna be a crazy way to win your first race. Like, get your first win and get your first title. It's just insane. And I saw it make it real. I was at first I thought that it was not gonna happen, but at the last moment it mattered. Was like, oh my goodness, he did it.
I remember looking at the finish, and I saw when Hemrick, right, I think when he went to start, when I think he went into the turn 4 into the dog leg, when he put the bumper to Cindric. And I remember thinking back to when you said that when he get his first win is gonna come in a crazy way. I'm like, God damn, Mauricio, you were damn right.
I knew it. I always had the reason, bro.
I mean, but it's amazing to see Daniel Hemrick. I mean, to finally get his first career win. Not only he exposed the system, but he conquered the system. I mean, pretty much waiting 33 races. No, yeah, 33 races without a win, and then wait until the finale to get the win and clinch the championship. So, I mean, it's crazy with this format, what you can do in this format. I mean, you can literally go winless, make the final 4, and then win the race and get the championship. So, I mean, this format has changed everything on the way you approach the finale. But also, I mean, as I was saying though, my overall experience, I mean, especially during the day, I mean, I was at the Chevrolet display. I met Alex Bowman. I met Tyler Reddick. The whole atmosphere, I mean, driver introductions for the championship 4, there was this huge buildup, a lot of hype and anticipation, all 4 of the championship 4 drivers introduced. And the whole race, I mean, I saw, especially, the final 4 drivers, they were running in the top 5. For a while, it seemed like Larson, I think his car got loose and he had to make a pit stop, which caused him to be around 20th to 25th. But he was able to, there's a moment where Kyle Larson, where he was actually 4th out of the last out of the 4 cars. And then we saw Chase Elliott. He had a really strong car early in the race. And then Martin Truex Jr. also as well. It looks like he was having a strong run. But Denny Hamlin, I mean, once again, Denny Hamlin, he just did not show the speed. I mean, for the past 3 seasons, we've been talking about how Denny Hamlin, this is finally the year. But when it comes down to the finale, he just does not show the speed, that he has not shown the speed to be able to compete for a championship in the final races. And this is the third consecutive time that he's let another one slip, that he has lost an opportunity to win a championship. So that makes it 17 years still with no championship for Denny Hamlin. And then I think we saw Bubba Wallace get clipped by Corey LaJoie, and then when he got out of the car, he clapped at Corey LaJoie. Pretty much, he was upset for getting wrecked. And then we had contact, with Kyle Busch and Chase Briscoe, which Chase Briscoe ended up spinning around and hitting the rear bumper in the wall. I mean that. And also, speaking of Chase Briscoe, he did clinch the Sunoco Rookie of the Year. And then in the end, when that last caution came out for David Starr, I think he blew a tire down. Kyle Larson right there. The whole pit, I want to say he won the championship, but the pit crew won him the championship. I mean, without that caution, Larson would not have been the champion. But it was a well-deserving championship. I mean, Kyle Larson, I mean, he paid his dues. He made the most out of the second chance that Rick Hendrick gave him, that he earned, and he made the most of it. I mean, 10 wins this season. I mean, the last time we had someone get double-digit wins was Jimmy Johnson in 2007. But honestly, I've never seen that much emotion out of Kyle Larson, in his victory lap, and especially, during the burnout. And overall, to ask you guys, where would you guys rank Kyle Larson's championship season? Would you guys consider it as probably one of the most dominant seasons in decades?
Definitely one of the most dominant seasons, I can say. It's been a long time since we've seen like a dominant season, and also like the guy that dominates gets the title, because we've seen before that there are some guys that they dominate the season, but they end up winning the title. Like last year, Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin, they won 18 races between them, or 17 races, and neither of them made it with the title. So, but definitely Kyle Larson's performance was just as impressive, and even more impressive than Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin, because every single race he was there. He was there fighting for the wins and everything, including on the tracks that everybody thought that Larson wasn't going to be a contender, and out of nowhere comes and says like, "Hey, I can be contender here as well." Like, it's how impressive how this guy is definitely insane, man. Definitely insane.
Yeah, I mean, I look at his stats. I mean, 10 wins. I mean, 20 top 5s, 26 top 10s. And then if you look at his laps led, 2,581 laps led. And not only that, but that is the modern era record for most laps led in a single season. Average finish 9.1. I mean, that is impressive. I mean, that is championship level seasons that we haven't seen in a long time. Probably like similar to a Jeff Gordon 1998 season.
Well, remember that Kyle Busch also got a 7 point something in 2019. Besides that, he didn't won that many races, but instead he won 5 races. But I think almost every single race he finished in the top 10, even top 5. Mm-hmm. And I think his average finish, was 7 point something, I think. Still a pretty good season, like a dominant season. I could say as well, Kyle Busch 2019 was also a very dominant season. I would say Kyle Busch from 2017 all the way to 2019. That was like a Kyle Busch unstoppable, like winning here, winning there. Like he said it at Fontana, all I do is win no matter what.
Yeah. And for Kyle Larson, I mean, plus the 10 wins, but if you also look, he had 5 runner-up finishes, finishing second at Atlanta, at Darlington, at Dover, at Coda, Pocono, and Darlington. So 6 races he finished He finished second. So if you think about it, 16 out of 36 races finished in the top 2. And looking back at those, there's some races that he could have won. You look at Atlanta, he got held up by Joey Logano in the closing laps of the race, and also while also being worn out on tires. You had Coda. If the caution did not come out, if the caution didn't come out for the rain, I mean, if the caution didn't come out for the rain, he probably would have won because Chase Elliott would have had to pit in the closing laps, and due to it being rain too hard, he wasn't able to get the win. And then you also look at Pocono, at one of the Pocono races. He was leading right to heading into turn 3. He blew a tire. He was a few feet away from getting 4 in a row. So if you look back, Larson could have had at least 13 wins this season, and that goes to show, I mean, the talent that he has. I mean, especially before when he was at Ganassi, we wondered what can he do in a championship level winning car, championship level winning team, and right there, those types of stats. I mean, that with that type of season, he's already put himself in company with guys like Jimmy Johnson, guys like Jeff Gordon, guys like Dale Earnhardt, drivers that have won double-digit wins and won championships. I mean, that is insane. I mean, for Kyle Larson, I mean, we're wondering what's gonna happen in year 2 of Hendrick. Is he gonna get better? Is he gonna regress? I mean, the direction is heading with him and Cliff Daniels. I mean, the amazing chemistry that they have shown this season, and especially in their first year of Hendrick. I mean, these two are going to be dangerous for the next decade to come.
Hey, I know somebody that's not going to like Kyle Larson being always over everybody.
Oh, yeah, we all know that person, especially, the Chase Elliott fan base. Yeah. I gotta say though, I mean, honestly, I mean, before the season, I mean, my expectations on Larson, I kind of thought he'd struggle. I'm gonna be honest. I thought he was gonna struggle because no practice and qualifying, and then he hadn't been in the car in a year. I thought he'd probably win 1 or 2 races, probably Bristol Dirt and maybe a Michigan race, but he took that ride by storm and won 10 races. And honestly, I could not have thought any way to script it. I mean, especially the story. I mean, the comeback story, him being out of the sport, to a point. There was even a point last year where people were leaving, where people thought his career was over, where even, myself, Anthony, Mauricio, we all thought at some point last year, we all thought his career was over. We all thought, he probably wasn't going to be back at a competitive ride. He probably would be back, but maybe at a least competitive ride, like a Rick Ware Racing or a Starcom Racing. But it's impressive. I mean, how much he has grown the past 2 years. I mean, from losing everything and getting this second opportunity and definitely making the most of it. I mean, America's like the land of second chances, and and definitely, there's always an opportunity to redeem yourself. But Kyle Larson, I mean, I've never met anybody who has made so much of a second chance more than Kyle Larson.
Yeah, that's impressive. First year Hendrick, and he dominated and won the title. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, I mean, the paint scheme that he drove this season with the HendrickCars.com, I mean, especially, it has a lot more meaning to it due to the fact that, Ricky Hendrick raced that scheme. Brian Vickers won an Xfinity title with that scheme. And now Kyle Larson is making that scheme iconic. I mean, it's a throwback. It's like an old school scheme, but Larson is kind of making that more iconic now. I mean, and honestly, I'm huge. I love that scheme. I love the HendrickCars.com scheme. And I hope they keep that scheme, because we're going to look back 30 years from now with that scheme. And that's how Larson's going to be remembered as the driver who drove the HendrickCars.com, the blue and white HendrickCars.com scheme. And that's one thing that we've been missing in the sport, is driver identity. And I feel like Larson in that 5 car, I feel like that number is starting to become his identity.
Obviously, the best drivers are in the 5 car.
Well, best drivers in the 5 car. I mean, Jeff Gordon drove the 24.
Except Casey Mears.
Casey Mears, Casey Kane. He was all right. I mean,
Casey Kane was all right, bro. Casey Kane was all right.
He started regressing each year. He just started regressing.
Yeah.
And overall, I mean, what was even crazy is, I mean, so the emotion that Kyle Larson showed in victory lane, and it's awesome. I mean, with the addition of Chad Canals and Jeff Gordon to that team, that's just making Hendrick Motorsports a lot more dangerous to the competition. I mean, it's amazing how the resurgence of Hendrick Motorsports this season, we saw how they were able to get back to championship form. And also Chevrolet is back on the manufacturer's championship stage. Man, I'm telling you, I mean, in 2018, I literally thought that Hendrick Motorsports was going to become there was a moment where I thought they were going to become the new Roush.
Well, remember that Roush also now has Brad Keselowski now.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how Roush does next year, because everybody's gonna start from zero next year, because we're gonna have the next gen car, and it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, what's really insane, I mean, Hendrick Motorsports, they won the first race in the Gen 6 car, and they win the last race in the Gen 6. And not only that, but
I'm gonna have him make a question. Who was the best driver in the Gen 6?
I mean, considering he won 2 championships in the Gen 6 era, I mean, I know without a doubt, Kyle, it's definitely had to be Kyle Busch, best driver of the Gen 6. It might have to come down between him, Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex was really great in the Gen 6. Jimmy Johnson for the first few years before he started having his downfall. But, I mean, God damn, Mauricio.
I'm sorry, bro.
That's right, bro.
Hoy anda malito el güey. Necesita una XL3.
I'm better than I was like before, like last week.
Bro, honestly,
for those of you who are watching, XL3 is a type of medicine for the cold, but it's more common in the Mexican culture.
Yeah,
that's what you need, Mauricio.
Yeah,
definitely.
I've took it before. It actually does help. At times, I remember when I had the cold, my mom would be like, "Oh, take a XL3 or XL3 for those non-Mexican people who are watching." So
what's it called? XL3?
XL3. It's called XL3 though.
XL3.
Yeah, they got them at like the corner stores. You can literally get them at like a corner store or at a gas station.
A fucking
like
at a fucking illegal drugstore or what?
Yeah, the legal drugstore. Yeah.
That sounds like fucking. No, never mind.
Nah,
hey, bro, but honestly, bro, I think it comes down to like Kyle Busch or Kevin Harvick for me. I think they had like the most success when it came down to the Gen 6 era, I feel like.
I think for me, continue on.
Go ahead.
I think for me, it comes down to 3 drivers: Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Martin Truex Jr. I mean, those 3 were the most dominant in the Gen 6 era. I mean, and especially the most drivers that made the most championship 4 appearances.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, during this Gen 6 era, I think Kyle Busch only he made it to the playoffs in every single year.
Mm-hmm.
He made it. I think, if I'm not wrong, he made it, I think, 5 times to the Final 4, and he won 2 of those.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one that he did it twice in this format.
Yeah, and we still ended up having a new champion in this format. And Martin Truex Jr., I mean, once again, I mean, three out of the past 4 championship 4 appearances comes up short in second.
Yeah, that's right.
I know, but that's
two of those were with a Hendrick.
Oh, for
Truex. That just tells you how hard it is to win a championship in this playoff format, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Busch was the only driver that was able
Is
to
the
win.
only
That
one,
was able
bro.
to win
Yeah.
too.
We've had first-time champions ever since 2014. So, damn, that's crazy. Except for Kyle Busch, he won it twice. But I mean, it is what it is, man. It's just a playoff format. That's how it is. That's how it's gonna go down. I mean, you can make it to the final four like 5 times or 4 times, whatever Kyle Busch made it in. But you're not guaranteed to win the championship race, bro. It's literally a Game 7 moment.
If Kyle Busch,
and it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, if Kyle Busch made it to the Final Four this year, he will be the only driver to make it more times to the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he's tied with Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex with the most appearances in the finale. But Kyle Busch, if he made it this year instead of Truex, Truex will have 4 appearances, but Kyle Busch will have 6. That's crazy. How crazy it is. Yeah. And I would say that Kyle Busch in the finale, I think his race will kind of be very different than what he had this time, because he was in the finale, so he didn't have any good car. I got a little bit scared in some point because of a message that I heard from the radio that said, "Give me all you got, guys, because this is the last time we'll be together." Like, whoa, what's going on? And we're like, whoa, what's happening?
He's gonna retire, bro. Just
I mean, Kyle Busch.
I thought he was gonna retire, but I was saying like, hell no, he's not gonna retire.
No, he's not retiring.
I think it's finally coming a change that we definitely needed, because this year our crew and that.
I mean, it was better than last year, but I mean,
yeah, but I think we could have been better, but we got an awful crew chief, and the crew was just bad as well. So I think that we definitely need to make another change, because we got the worst. I say that Kyle Busch just got the worst of the worst, man.
I mean, I mean, there's some races where, I mean, especially in the 550 tracks, I mean, especially the 550 races, I mean, he was a contender in those races, but he just couldn't seem to figure it out at the 750.
But just the bad thing is the last race in the 550, when it mattered the most, we just got a terrible race, and that one was crucial, because next week, by 3 freaking points, we didn't make it to the Final Four.
It is what it is. You lose some, you win some.
You lose some, you win some. Hell no. Hey, just imagine how Twitter would have been if Kyle Larson didn't win the championship. Twitter would have been blowing up.
I would have been going crazy.
Everyone would have been talking about that. Fire Steve Phelps, fire Steve O'Donnell, fire everyone in charge of NASCAR, and bring back the.
Bro, I swear, 2003 they got lucky format. This year, bro. They got so lucky this year by Kyle Larson winning that championship.
Bro, with that caution, that so pit stop. Bro. Oh my god.
Bro, that was the money
pit stop was impressive.
That's what won the race, bro. That's what won the race right there. The pit crew of the 5 team. Those guys are crazy, bro.
Hey, I can imagine fucking Daniel screaming, "Yeah, yeah!"
Oh, dude, I was, bro. Literally after the race, when I, by the way, I did finally get to meet Addison in person. I gotta say, Addison's a lot taller than what I thought he'd be.
Shit. Yeah, I saw the picture in the group, and I was like, "Holy cow, he's."
Dude, I'm 5'7", and Anthony, how tall are you?
5'7", bro.
How tall are you, Mauricio?
I think I'm about 6. I think
6.
God. Oh,
so
shit,
Addison
bro.
might be. Dude, I think Addison's actually the tallest one out of all 4.
I think he's 6'2". I think, right?
Yeah, he's 6'2". I saw Addison. I'm like, God damn, bro.
So we got 2 5'7", 160, and 162.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bro. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it was definitely.
I forgot to say happy birthday to Addison's dad.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Mr. Addison. I don't know his name.
I don't know his name either, but happy birthday. Hope you guys are enjoying.
Yeah, happy birthday to Mr. Addison.
Yeah,
I hope you had the best experience, bro.
Yeah, I hope you did. Yeah, I also did meet Addison's dad. He's a really cool guy. He's been watching NASCAR for a long time as well. Addison, meeting him in person, he was actually a lot taller in person. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. We met at the haulers. We talked for a bit after the race, and it was definitely one wonderful experience. And I got to meet one of the Turn 4 podcast members person. I still need to meet these two over here.
Oh, hell yeah. Hey, bro, come to Cali and I'll make it happen, bro.
Yeah. Hey, Mauricio, come through.
For real, Mauricio.
That'd be dope, bro.
Hey, bro, but so I want to know, bro, like, how was your like experience being at Phoenix for the weekend and being there for the championship race and all that stuff? Because I know it's got to be way different than just the regular, than just any other, race going on in the series. But being the actual last race of the season, being the last race of the Gen 6 car, knowing that there's going to be a next gen going on next year, and then being the championship race with probably the four most deserving, drivers this whole year, making it into the final four. Like, I just want to know, like, how was the atmosphere, the vibe, like, going into like, Phoenix and stuff.
Yeah. All right. So for me, I woke up. So for the Cup Series race, I was up at 5:30 in the morning. I mean, Mauricio never been to a race, but for Anthony, he's been to a race before. I mean, obviously, to go to a NASCAR race, you had to be up early. I mean,
shout out
to find better.
Sorry, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, in order to find a better parking spot, and then also, not get caught up in traffic. But speaking of traffic, I don't know if you guys knew this, but in 2011, I was considering attending Kentucky in 2011, but I'm glad I did not go to that one because I would not.
Yeah, Kentucky. As far as I heard, because I was very child, so I didn't have any idea of that shit. But as far as I know, Kentucky race was a disaster.
Dude, that first race was a total disaster. I don't know if you guys saw a video. There was this guy that was recording all the traffic, and there's like people that were angry, and they were angry there was a lot of people that were like angry at coming at Bruton Smith, who at that time he was the president of SMI, and telling them, oh, you got to do something about this traffic. Y'all got to learn how to better prepare this race, especially the inaugural races. And yeah, it was crazy. I mean, honestly, I would have sued the hell out of SMI, man, if that had happened at that time. But anyway, so I got there, I think at 7 a.m. The whole gate started opening at around that time. I saw a lot of people tailgating. That's one of my favorite things, while attending a NASCAR events. You see a lot of people, who, for us, NASCAR is not that popular, compared to someone who watches football or baseball. We don't really have anyone to talk about NASCAR with, and it's a whole different vibe, when you see people that like to watch the sport that you love, and then you get to see, the whole atmosphere, people camping out, drinking beers. It's a whole amazing atmosphere. I mean, that's one of my favorite things about the NASCAR races, the whole tailgating, the atmosphere, the whole fans, enjoying, having a great time. And, there's a lot of excitement. It was a sold out crowd also as well. I mean, I was actually sitting at the dog, by the dog leg, and looks like we have Addison over here. Let's see. Oh, there he is. What's up, Addison?
Yo, what's going on, bro?
What's going on? All right, so yeah, we have.
Hey, yo, everybody.
Yo, what's going on? Hey, Addison, bro? What's your last name?
Weymouth.
Weymouth. Oh yeah. So before I finish talking about my experience at Phoenix, I want to give a shout out to Addison's dad, Mr. Wayne. What's his first name?
Brian.
To Mr. Brian Weymouth. Happy birthday to MVP.
Correction, it's pronounced Weymouth.
Weymouth.
Daniel.
Weymouth. So yeah, so I want to give the whole Turn 4 podcast, we want to give a shout out to Mr. Weymouth, Addison's dad. Happy birthday. We hope you enjoy this birthday after an amazing weekend at the championship race. Let's see if Addison can bring him on to bring him in for a bit.
And they want you on because it's your birthday. Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, we want to wish Mr. Weymouth a happy birthday. Yeah, what would you like to say to the people who are watching the Turn 4 podcast?
Well, thanks for the birthday wishes. It was good to see you two guys next to each other, to finally meet you and your father, to see Kyle Larson win. It was a great weekend. I wish you could be there for the whole 3 days, and maybe that changes next year. It was a hell of an experience. We're glad to have Phoenix as our home race, but I'll leave you with that. Thanks for the birthday wishes, and I don't have any Bud Light.
All right. Thank you for your time, and hope you enjoy your birthday.
Thanks, brother.
All
Hey, a
right.
taste of wine like he's in Sonoma.
Drink some fine wine in Sonoma. So,
Hey, Addison, what are you eating right there?
Me and some cold peas.
Oh, nice.
Canned peas or cooked or planted?
Cold peas straight out of the
Cold.
freezer.
Straight out the freezer.
hell, hey.
Oh,
Yo, you should
hell
put some
no.
like soy sauce or Louisiana hot sauce or something. Well, you can't handle spicy foods?
I can have spice.
Hey, bro.
Anyway, so
I can have spice, but like I don't like it with cold peas.
oh. All right. So anyway, so the experience, it was a sold out crowd. I mean, there's a lot of people there.
Good job, Phoenix.
Especially at the Chevy display, we had the Chevrolet drivers like Eric Jones, Alex Bowman, Tyler Reddick, who were at the Chevrolet display. At the Ford display, we had Ryan Blaney, Matt Benedetto, Ryan Newman, Anthony Alfredo there. And there's a lot of media day for a lot of Q&A sessions for the championship Ford drivers, especially at the Mike's Hard Lemonade Lounge, which is amazing. And one of my favorite, Kyle Larson winning that championship. I mean, I remember during the victory lap, they were playing that one song, Burn It Down by Skillet. Yo, that honestly, that was one of the best moments I saw. I mean, Kyle Larson doing the victory lap. I was literally screaming my ass off, knowing that my favorite driver won the championship. And honestly, this is my first time seeing Kyle, and I got to see Kyle, my favorite driver, win in person. That's one of the first times I got to see it happen. Not win in person, but also win the championship, which honestly, I could not have thought of a way to better script this weekend. And, I finally tried some In-N-Out burger, one of the best burgers out there, especially for those that are living in the West.
It is the best In-N-Out. Shout out In-N-Out.
Yeah. I ended up going to In-N-Out. I drank a lot for sure. I'm actually taking a break from drinking, but I'm probably gonna drink on Saturday because my 21st birthday is on Saturday.
Come on, Christmas is coming, New Year is coming.
Bro,
How can you say? How can in the hell you can say that you're there's no sleep in drinking? Come on,
dude. Okay, dude. I was drinking like crazy at Phoenix, dude. Bro,
Hey,
you were drinking like 3
Hey, bro,
types of beer. I don't know how your stomach resisted that shit.
Okay. All right. For those of you people watching, so literally that Sunday at Phoenix, I drank. You guys know that like the big beer cans. I drank
the Brad K. No.
Yeah, like the Brad K. Yeah, the beer cans, like the ones that are like
the tall cans.
Yeah, the tall cans. Yeah, I got the tall cans. At first, I got a tall can of Michelob Ultra. Drank it all. I got a tall can of Bud Light. Drank it all. I got a tall can of Coors Light. Drank it all. And then I went to some family's house after the race. We had like a little. We had
a whole can of beer, I guess.
So we had we kind of had like a little party. When I got back from the race, it was kind of like an after party, with Larson winning the championship and all that. I had some White Claws. I had a few.
Cousin.
Relax, Mauricio, relax.
Hold on. Hey, this is a NASCAR podcast, not a whatever.
It's not a baddie podcast. Don't just talk about NASCAR straight up.
Hey, Mauricio, that's my cousin, bro. Chill out.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being savage.
I'm taking it a bit too far.
Relax, Mauricio.
So I had some. Okay, let me tell you. So when I got home, so when I got back to their house, so literally she drove to get to the liquor store, get some White Claws, to get some Coronas and a bottle of Patron. I took 2 shots of Patron, drank 3 White Claws, and then some Modelos. Oh my God, dude, that is the most I've drank in my life, bro.
Bro,
Especially,
if you want to get messed up in a quickness, mix some Chuli with some Smirnoff, and you're off.
oh yeah. And I remember Mauricio was texting me. He's like, dude, you're mixing too many drinks. That's not gonna end too well.
And it did that too well. Imagine mixing vodka with fucking tequila. That's the worst thing you could ever do, bro.
Nah, hey, I'm glad I didn't do that, dude. But oh my God,
That's 100% barf, bro. For real.
Oh hell no!
You
But
barf when you mix those two.
hey, I think Kyle Busch did that when he was at the Bahamas, though. He probably might have mixed vodka and tequila.
When he was twerking.
Yeah.
Hey,
summer.
hey, we're gonna see Kyle Busch at this end of the year doing the same thing. So
hey, KFB off season, KFB winter. Let's see what he does this time.
I think a lot of things. I think definitely I'm not gonna be bored for this off season. Definitely.
Oh hell no.
We need to get KFB on the podcast, bro.
Oh, that's definitely a goal we have for sure. But hell no.
Hey, we gotta ask him about that.
I don't
that one night, bro. We gotta ask him about that one night with the twerking.
Hey, that one night he got pulled over by the police trying to run away from the cops while drinking and driving and shit. Oh hell no.
Oh, crazy.
Dang, boy.
But to get on to my whole weekend experience, so I don't regret anything. I mean, it was definitely an amazing experience. I met Addison in person, and I was pretty shocked. He's actually a lot taller than what I thought he'd be.
I'm gonna actually pull up the picture right in my background.
You're like 6'2", right?
Yeah, there's the picture right there.
Yeah, that was us during Phoenix weekend after the race. We met at the haulers. We were behind the Stewart Haas Racing haulers, and honestly, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure meeting Addison in person. It was definitely, after almost year and a half of knowing each other and knowing all of y'all. I mean, it was a matter of time that we got to meet each other in person. But
oh hell yeah.
hopefully that's not the last time we all see each other in person, or any one of y'all. I know there's going to be a lot more opportunities, but it's just kind of the beginning of a lot of bigger things to come for this podcast. As it was definitely an experience. It was an unforgettable experience. I mean, one that I'll never forget. And especially with Kyle Larson winning the championship, we're both of us are huge fans of Kyle Larson. It's icing on the cake. So Addison, since you were at Phoenix, tell us about your experience being at the track.
It was pretty much a blast. Friday and Saturday got selfies with one driver that won the championship, Ben Rhodes, right here, and as well as Daniel Hemrick, which this picture actually sucks, but here's the picture I had with Daniel Hemrick, and it was fun to meet the drivers that would win the championship later in the day. And during Saturday, when Hemrick stole the championship away from Cindric on the last lap, when the two got to turn 3 and Cindric was ahead, and I thought Hemrick was going to put the bumper, but I was like, dang it. And then Hemrick got to his left side, banged him, and then I was like, oh, and I was speechless.
Damn.
You become Randy the plumber for a moment, like, oh.
We gotta get Randy on next season, or especially in one of the preseason podcasts. I mean, that would be amazing to have him on.
Hey, Daniel.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm gonna show you 2 Gregson photos I have on my camera roll. Here was the first one I had. Can you see it?
Yeah, that's 2020.
That was the one before the pandemic, and here's this one.
Damn. Hey, you still. Hey, did you see Brett Moffitt there or not in the garage?
No, I didn't see my NASCAR self.
Yo, it would have been it would have been perfect if you had taken a selfie with Brett Moffitt. Oh my god, that would have been one of the best
We
photos.
get Brett Moffitt on this podcast. I will ask him this one question: do we look alike?
Yeah. All right, those who are watching the chat, type 1 if Addison does look like Brett Moffitt, and then
Type 2
Type
if I
2.
do not look like him.
Type 3 if I'm sexy as hell.
Hell, now you ain't, Mauricio.
Don't take it too far.
Oh yeah, this podcast brought to you by Manscaped, by the way. So
Hey, that's Maurice's sponsor right there.
yeah, Mauricio's sponsor.
That's my sponsor. Buy a lot of Manscaped.
Hey, Manscaped,
You'll never
sponsor
regret
us. That would be amazing. But speaking of sponsors, and as before we get on to the pit stop round of the Turn 4 podcast, for the final time this season, we give a huge shout out to Lionel Racing, the official diecast of NASCAR. Go shop for your 164 and 124 scale diecast of your favorite race car, of your favorite NASCAR driver on lionelracing.com. And also make sure you go pre-order the 3 sets of the championship. Pre-order the 124 scale race championship version diecast of the 3 champions from the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series: Ben Rhodes, your 2021 Xfinity Series champion Daniel Hemrick, and of course your 2021 NASCAR Cup Series champion Kyle Larson. Make sure you guys pre-order that, and also go check out new Wave 8 of the NASCAR Authentics at your local Target and your local Walmart. So, what do you guys have for today? All right, it's like we got Anthony's got the Willie B. Byron's Exalta.
I got the classic Exalta Flames, Willie B's. Oh fuck. Yeah, sorry about the language, but
the Willie, oh fuck Byron.
Oh wait, what you say, bro?
The Willie, oh fuck
Yeah,
Byron.
Mauricio, don't say that again.
Oh hell no, bro. Hey, I hope Kyle Busch retires now, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, what you
Savage,
got, Addison?
bro?
Last year's NASCAR champion, as what Daniel calls him, Mickey Chase Elliott. And my first Denny Hamlin 124 is last year's Darlington win. And I just chose to get this, but I got the guy who lost the championship on the last lap, last year's Xfinity champion Austin Cindric.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, and I got the championship winning car from Sunday's Cup Series race, your 2021 NASCAR Cup Series champion, of course, the one and only Young Money, Kyle Larson. I got his beautiful HendrickCars.com, one of the most iconic schemes in Hendrick Motorsports. Of course, you know, the whole paint scheme has a lot of meaning to it, you know, especially, you know, honoring the late Ricky Hendrick, and especially Brian Vickers drove this the similar scheme to win the 2003, which was then called at the time Busch Series Championship. But Kyle Larson, I mean, he's making this paint scheme iconic. I mean, and continue on that legacy of the late Ricky Hendrick.
It almost looks like a throwback scheme if you ask me.
And Mauricio still has the same diecast, so yeah. So
as I said,
Christmas is coming.
This poor guy some more diecast.
Hey, we
just
got.
Don't leave him with that one Kyle Busch diecast. Just give him some more.
Hey, we got this. Hey, we got December. Hey, this next month is December, and you know Christmas is coming up. So y'all got. We all gotta get some.
Have that
special
special deal, bro, that special discount. You know,
yeah, we gotta get that special.
Hey,
we don't got a discount yet, but we gotta get one though. But thanks a lot. Thanks, Lionel Ray. Thanks for the shout. Thanks for supporting the show. And now let's get to the final pit stop round of the Turn 4 podcast. So, let's see. After 10 seasons, Matt Crafton will have a new crew chief in 2022 as Junior Joyner steps down. Speedway Motorsports will acquire Dover Motorsports Incorporated. So Dover Motorsports owns both Dover International Speedway and also the Nashville Super Speedway. So they will not be owned by SMI. Front Row Motorsports to stay as a 2-car team in 2022. Anthony Alfredo will not return to Front Row Motorsports.
I saw that coming, honestly.
Yeah.
Ryan Newman to the 38.
Ryan Newman. We need Wayne to the 38. How awesome would that be? Hey, we got to bring. Hey, as long as he brings that Oscar Mayer sponsorship, yeah, we should be good.
An Oscar 38 car. How fitting would that be?
True. And also, the NASCAR has announced the race format for the 2022 Busch Clash at the LA Coliseum. I look at the race format. I'm still confused about how this whole format's gonna work, but I'm gonna pull up what the race format and how you qualify for the Busch Clash. So qualifying position, single vehicle 1 through 40. There will be 4 heat races, 25 laps each. Top 4 advance to the Clash. For last chance qualifiers, there will be 2 races, 50 laps, bottom 6 from each heat race. Top 3 advance to the Clash, and there will be 23 drivers that will be racing for the Clash, and it will be 150 laps.
The longest Clash in NASCAR history, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So
isn't it going to be a 2-day event too, or something like that?
I know it's only going to be a 1-day event.
Oh, it is.
They're doing heat races in the daytime, and then they're going to have the big thing on the nighttime.
Yeah.
How fitting is that?
I'm still trying to figure out how this whole format's going to work. I'm still confused, like trying to figure out the whole thing, but that's how I just hope it's not another confusing format how they had for this year's All-Star race, because even during the race, I was still confused with how the whole race format was going to work.
That was very confusing. I didn't understand.
Yes.
And especially since it was at Texas Motor Speedway, that's the worst part. One of the worst tracks that we have on the schedule.
Yeah, and then I'm going to be at the LA Coliseum Clash. So if anybody's going, let me know.
Yeah.
My first stop in 2022 is Auto Club.
You going?
Hey, bro, I'm going.
Hey, it's not official yet. It's just a plan.
Oh, that's a plan.
Hey, yo, guys, I'm gonna be going.
Mauricio, let's all get tickets to Auto Club. Let's all meet up. Let's all tailgate or something at Auto Club.
Yo, we gotta get Mauricio in this, bro.
For real, bro. Hey, one final race at the 2-mile track, bro. Let's get it.
And then 2023 for the short track, bro. Ooh, that's gonna be crazy right there.
Oh.
Yo, hopefully it's a night race, but I doubt it. I doubt they're gonna have a night race for the
unless
short track.
It rains.
I want it to, bro. I want them to have a night race, bro.
Unless it rains.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Because they have lights at Auto Club. They have lights. I don't know why they stopped putting on night races at Auto Club.
They used to back in like the early 2000s, back when they used to be ran on like Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, Labor Day. Yeah, they had that going on. I don't know why they stopped. I thought it looked great.
Maybe they just thought it was good to run day races in Auto Club instead of night.
Hey, don't forget who won their first Cup race at Auto Club in a night race.
Kyle Busch.
Obviously. That's
crazy. I got to see, bro. Actually, when I went, so my very first time I went to Auto Club was in 2017, and I got to see Kyle Larson.
Keselowski.
What up, Mikey?
What's up, Mikey? How's that second eye going for you, bro? Have you found it?
Hey, did you find the second? Did you find? Hey, where's your other eye?
Here I have it.
All right.
But it's like John Cena. You can see it.
All right. So, Mike Keselowski, what were your overall thoughts on the championship weekend?
I was great. I was drunk, so I don't know what the hell happened. I'm still thinking of what in the world happened. Who won the title? I think, as far as I remember, Larson won. But I was very drunk. I was like, hey. You know, like very crazy stuff, you know.
You were busy finding your second eye, right?
Yeah. Hey,
I got more than an eye, bro.
with that big old eye you got.
Oh yeah.
All right. Hey, Mike. What was your reaction to when Hemrick? Were you drunk when Hemrick won the Xfinity Championship?
Yeah, for that one I was there. So I was like rolling like a ball.
Did you like when Ben Rhodes won the championship too?
Oh no, fuck that guy.
I was about to ask that question.
Oops.
Screw that
bro.
guy. Screw that guy. I was not happy at all. Very upset.
What about when Kyle Larson won the championship?
I was happy and I thought that he deserved it, definitely.
Oh wow. Hey, what are your thoughts on the LA Coliseum?
I thought that I finished school before, but I see the fucking format and I'm like kind of confused. Like I thought that school was gonna end like a couple years ago, but this crazy format that NASCAR is doing, like what the fucking hell they are doing?
Hey,
I have so much hate from my city. What's going on?
I don't know.
Actually, I want to say green is probably gonna be my new favorite color since you guys can see on my background, Willie B is rocking that Raptor green black paint scheme.
I saw that scheme in person.
I thought that would be a one-off
Bro,
scheme, but
so,
you're
yeah,
lucky,
so I wanna
and then
know.
you're lucky to see that thing in person.
Yo, so I want to know, does it look great or is it kind of?
It's okay. I think the pace scheme is okay.
No, I'm
Wait,
saying like,
me.
I'm saying
Shut
like
the
in
hell
person,
up.
bro. I'm saying in person, bro. I'm saying in person for Daniel and Addison, like when they got to see it.
Actually, the green looked a lot darker. It had like a more darker green color in person.
I can say the same thing too.
Yeah, and Mike, since you know the car matches the color of your skin, though, would you be able to drive that? Do you think you can drive laps around a stock car, or would you be able to reach the pedals?
Would you be what? I think the better question is, would you be able to reach the steering wheel or turn the steering wheel? That's a better question.
Or would you need a booster seat?
Hey, how are you gonna fit in a fire suit if you have a big head?
Do you just use yourself as the fire suit, or are you?
I am the fire suit, bitch.
Or can you not get burnt?
You know that I'm very resistant to fire, right?
Okay, that's good.
You're saying you're fireproof.
I can actually drive even better than Matty Benedetto. So
Hey, you'll probably get a win before Matt Benedetto.
yeah,
Maybe one before Reddick.
Reddick, I feel like Reddick's gonna win his third season.
No, I think Reddick is.
Yo, look at the trend though. Look at the trend since 2014. So we had Larson's rookie season in 2014. He didn't win until 2016. You got Chase Elliott's rookie season in 2016. Didn't win until his third season, 2018. And then Willie B. Byron, his rookie season was 2018. Didn't win until his third season, 2020. Could that be the trend for Tyler Reddick?
I feel like if Reddick would win a race in 2022, I would say Homestead.
I think Homestead. He'll probably get his
Oh,
first
and
win.
by the way, also kind of tragic for Kevin Harvick. 11 consecutive seasons end up in trash because he didn't win this year.
He now has a season, and it's now 2021 from 2010 or 9.
2010. 2009. 2009 for Harvick. Oh my God, that was probably his worst season of his career. 2009 for Harvick, especially for RCR in general. I mean, that season was horrendous. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest though. For Kevin Harvick, I was looking at stats for this season. He had the third most top 10s this season, and honestly, looking at his stats, even though he didn't win, it wasn't really a terrible season because at times he was still running in the top 10, but he just did not have a race-winning car. I mean, I think for Harvick, I think we're looking at a bad season mostly because we've been accustomed to see him, contend for wins every week, contend for championships each and every year. And I feel like that's something we didn't see from Harvick. So up to his standards, it was considered a bad season. But if you could give someone like Chris Buescher or a Ricky Stenhouse or a Austin Dillon those types of stats, we would have been talking about them having a dream season. And I think for Harvick, it wasn't a bad season, but it just wasn't a good season up to his standards.
Yeah, I think we know that Harvick is a guy that always is going to win or has that chance to win. So I'm guessing that, yeah, definitely it's not a bad season, but I think we say worst season because he didn't get the checkered flag this year. So
yeah. And like I said, if it was a driver like I don't know, like a Ryan Preece, Ricky Stenhouse, or even a Cody Ware, having that type of stats, we would have been saying that this is like or even Michael McDowell, we would have been talking about how this is a dream season.
Or a Quinn Houff.
Yeah, Addison, yeah. Thanks for the memories. Thanks to StarCom Racing. Thanks for the good memories.
Yeah, very few memories, like seeing those live cars. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now Quinn House goes straight down to Arca.
Hey, don't be surprised to see Darian upload a video.
Bro,
NASCAR
that
bus
means,
Quinn.
that means we're gonna have more cautions.
NASCAR bus, Starcom.
Starcom Racing. Hey, who was worse, Starcom Racing or BK Racing?
Mm,
Ugh.
I think
Ah,
Starcom.
boys.
All right, how about this? All right, for the chat. Type 1 for Starcom Racing, type 2 for BK Racing.
Type 1 for Star, because yeah.
I think for me. All right, so I look at BK Racing. So they started in 2012. They had Landon Castle and Travis Quapple. I mean, Landon Castle, he's been known for building up teams. Travis Quapple, even though he didn't have success in the Cup Series, but he did have success in the Truck Series.
yeah.
I feel. Here's the thing. I think with Starcom Racing, they were heading in the right direction when they had Landon Castle. I think had they kept Landon Castle, I don't think Starcom Racing would have get a lot of crap compared to how they are now when they got Quinn Half. So I feel like Landon Castle built up that team, and I feel like with BK Racing, with Burger King dropping out, because technically BK Racing was supposed to be the owner of Burger King would technically once he resigned in 2015, that's when Burger King dropped completely out of the sport. So I feel like technically Burger King was supposed to be the remaining leftovers of what Red Bull Racing was. So I think BK Racing by far were worse.
No, sir, not wrong.
I mean, because from what I know, is each year they kept changing their roster of drivers. And especially some drivers that were there in that team, they weren't mediocre drivers compared to a Quinn Half that were being rushed to Cup. Because if you think about it, BK Racing produced some of the drivers that either they became top tier drivers or pretty good drivers, but not championship drivers. You look at Alex Bowman. He once drove for BK Racing. Matt Benedetto once drove for BK Racing. Ryan Truex once drove for BK Racing. They had some pretty good drivers, but just the equipment wasn't there. But then with Starcom, you had a veteran driver who was been kind of considered a journeyman driver in Landon Castle, and then they went from a journeyman driver to an unproven driver in Quinn Half. So you can see it in two ways. Well, for me, it's a tough one, but I'm gonna go with Starcom. Actually, with this one.
Pretty tough to choose.
Yeah. I would put Rick Ware Racing in the conversation, but I kind of feel like Rick Ware Racing, they're kind of somewhat heading in a better direction. Now that they're reducing their teams to 2 cars and then getting an alliance with Stewart Haas Racing. Possibly they could be a decent team instead of a meme joke. Who knows? But yeah. Let's see what else we have. Let's see what else we got in the chat. All right. What do you guys want to ask on the chat?
I honestly do not know.
Where is my queen?
Nah. All right. Mike Wazowski, did you end up fight? Hey, Mike, did you end up fighting your other eye?
Nope. No fight in my eye because my eye is.
Hey, looking at that photo, is that how you dance?
Nope. That eye. You don't want a second eye? Or just one?
Hey, do you remember D-Generation X?
Yep, I remember that.
So it's like we're gonna say that we got 2 words for you, suck it.
Hey, Mike, is this how you dance? Is that how you?
Yeah.
Is that the way you're saying? Is that how you dance or not?
Yeah, this is how I dance. I dance.
Oh hell no. All right, so not only that, but Phoenix, us both of us being there, that was also we got to see a bunch of last. We got to see the last race of the Gen 6 era. We got to see
of the numbers that are in their correct positions.
Last race for five lug nuts. This is also we got to see last race for Chip Ganassi Racing, last race for Sarcom Racing. And then we got to see Brad Keselowski in his last race with Penske. And not only that, but possibly for Ryan Newman, if he doesn't get a ride, we probably might have seen Ryan Newman in his last NASCAR race.
Yeah. I don't think he goes anywhere, though. I don't know. I'm not really sure about that one.
I mean, he wants to stick around, but I mean, he hasn't made any. No team has negotiated with him yet. But and then for Matt DiBenedetto, we don't know where he's gonna end up next season. And then Anthony,
I hope he doesn't land a ride. He doesn't deserve it.
And
hey, watch Brandon Brown go to Front Row Motorsports.
Oh no.
No.
Don't tell that, man. We're still having those troubles with Let's Go Brandon.
Yo, hey, I saw a lot of people with Let's Go Brandon shirts at Phoenix, though.
They made it a habit after on Talladega.
Oh, yeah. I remember I saw a few people wearing that, and I just yelled out, "Let's go, Brandon." And they just looked at me, and they're like, "That's right. Let's go, Brandon."
Let's go when Ben Rhodes won the truck championship on Friday.
Hey, even Matty D said when qualifying was going on, he's all like, "Let's go, Brandon."
Hey, bro, that was like the most awkward thing ever, bro.
Bro, hey, and hey, what's even crazy? It was like 2 days, like a few days later, he posts like a video on Instagram saying that that he feels shame and guilt, and I'm like, bro,
it's crazy. Like you said it, and then like 2 days later, you're apologizing for it. So
that don't make a lick of sense,
bro. What a dumbass.
What it's so bro, at this point he's becoming a meme, bro.
Bro, he's a meme. He's like he didn't have to make a lot of effort to become the heel of NASCAR right now, and now he's
bro. You guys say Kyle Busch is a crybaby, bro. Matty D is the real crybaby, bro. That's crazy, man.
Bro, loses his ride when he. Okay, here's the thing. He lost his ride at Wood Brothers when he knew he wasn't gonna be back. Like, it was clear he wasn't going to – they made it clear he wasn't going to be back in 2022. And he still makes a video about how – I don't help me find a ride. I lost my ride when he knew he was going to lose his ride either way. And I'm like, bro, I mean, I don't even feel bad for you no more, bro. It's like you couldn't even win. You couldn't at least get a win in that 21 car, at least.
Bro,
he kind of tilted it when he was almost about to win Talladega.
Bro, he tried to finesse everybody.
For real. Yo, hey, he had 2 chances to win Talladega, though. One at the fall race of 2020. We all saw how that turned out with NASCAR.
The one from this year, bro, in the spring, that was all his fault, dude. It's crazy how he just lost it in the last lap.
Yeah.
That was kind of like a dumb move, too, bro. I was like a dumb move. I don't know. It's crazy, but I don't know. I'm not driving, so.
Hey, if only he had win on the inside though, he would have won if he had gotten on the inside.
Yeah, if he would have stayed with who was it, with Brad, I think, or who?
I think was it with Dow. No, was it with Dow?
Race. If you're talking about this year's race.
Yeah. The spring race, yeah.
It was he was trying to block a run from Blaney, but he couldn't but Keselowski already got to his inside.
Yeah.
The most amazing thing how Joel got flying in the air.
True.
You remember that?
Hey, that's the reason why they reduced the horsepower though.
Yep.
Hell nah. All right, so I wanna ask you guys so kind of give out a few awards for this season. Let's start out with with driver of the year, who would you guys give driver of the year for?
I say
My
Larson.
boy right here. No, just
I gotta go with Kyle Larson. I mean, there's no other driver that put up a type of season like that. I mean, Larson this season was on a league of his own.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
I had to agree with that. I think definitely
If-
Kyle Larson was in another level.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, bro, right now we could have been talking about him possibly, winning 13 cup races. It's crazy, or even more. It's just crazy, bro. Like
20 wins.
like the season he had this year was just like unbelievable, and it's like I don't know, man. It's like just winning like a couple races is tough, bro. But like him winning 10 races, bro, a year, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I gotta give him mad props, especially him winning that championship race at Phoenix. I think that just made up for his whole season. And it's true when everybody says he's the most talented driver, in all of motorsports, because I believe he is. Because I feel like if he gets into anything, I think he can go out there and just win. Because he's just that talented. So yeah, I think the driver of the year is probably Kyle Larson, and it's well deserved as well. So congrats to him.
That's right. Larson.
What?
Larson won. I would say like Larson. Yeah, he won 10 races. He won the championship. But the question is, when he's gonna beat hand by hand to Kyle Busch? When he's gonna beat the 18?
Coming in 2022.
Bro. Hey,
I can't even. I've never beat Mauricio on a NASCAR game either. So,
who made you believe that Kyle Larson is gonna be the 18?
Oh, it will happen. It will happen in 2022. We'll see. One of them was on a fuel mileage though, so he finished second on a fuel mileage.
But still, he finished behind the 18.
Hey, I mean unless the 18 should have pressed the gas harder and run himself out of fuel.
But he was not gonna make a 2015 again.
Oh man, the 4 in a row curse. That 4 in a row curse. All right.
He had the chance to do it twice this year.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he won at
2 times.
Kansas,
he made it 3 in
Texas.
a row, but he couldn't won. He couldn't won Pocono with a flat tire, and then Martinsville.
Yeah. All right. So, overachieving driver of the year. This is a This is a driver who overachieved this season. That's someone that you didn't expect to achieve a lot this year.
Alex Bowman.
Alex Bowman.
I think Alex Bowman.
Hell no.
I'm gonna have to go with Alex Bowman as well. I mean,
hell.
What question again?
Overachieving driver of the year. I'm gonna go with Alex Bowman.
The reason why I put Alex Bowman is because I think he was like the worst Hendrick car, but he made it. He finished. He got 4 wins.
So I just gotta say, are you guys talking about wins or consistency or what's going on?
In any way, like either both, like someone that overachieved, that's someone that you didn't really expect them to achieve what he accomplished, what a driver accomplished this year.
I mean, that's the case of Alex Bowman. I didn't expect him to get 4 wins this year. In case
he looked into 3, but all right, let's see.
We can take Ryan Blaney as well.
Oh yeah, Ryan Blaney. Yeah, I mean,
Ryan Blaney. Yeah,
him to have more than 1 win this year.
Hey, he finally did what we've been expecting him for a while. That for him is to become the top guy at Penske, and heading into 2022, he's heading into 2022 as the main kind of like the top guy at Penske right now.
That's right. But look out with Austin Cindric, because Austin Cindric makes it very good. He's gonna become the leader of that team as well.
Yeah,
He might.
All right. So, underachieving driver of the year.
Mm.
Kevin Harvick, or no? I'm
I'm actually-
kidding.
I'm actually gonna go with Brad Keselowski on this one. I mean, for Brad Keselowski, I mean, he just this season compared to how he did last year with 4 wins and being a championship contender, making it to the final 4. Brad Keselowski, most of the time, besides his win at Talladega and then maybe a few races at like Las Vegas in the spring or maybe Homestead, other races he just did not look like a race winning. He just did not have race winning speed, and that did not happen until Martinsville in the fall. So Brad Keselowski, I think he underachieved this season.
Who can say?
Yeah, tough one. I mean, I could say Joey Logano, but damn.
I could say Team Penske in general.
Because honestly, yeah, because like I could say Joey Logano as well. Because honestly, he only won one race.
All right, we got Wonders in the chat. He's saying, "Hey Daniel, how you been? I've been great. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the podcast. Thanks for the support. Definitely means a lot." All right, continue on.
Yeah, well, I want to first of all, yeah, Wonders, what's going on, bro? But I think I don't know, man. I think I got to say Logano because he won. Yes, he did won the race at the Bristol Dirt, but I mean, it was at dirt. You know, it was a dirt race. Really, you know, anybody could have won. I feel like. I mean, you even had Daniel Suarez up there, which is crazy. Even Ricky Stenhouse could have won as well. So I don't know. I think for me it would have been Joey Logano, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think as well. Hey guys, I'm gonna make a quick. I'm gonna come back in a quick moment. I had to do something quickly, but I'll stay here and I'll finish it quickly and then I'll come back. Okay?
If you take a shot for me too.
Yeah, take a shot. Yeah.
I can't because tomorrow I have school, man. Maybe on Friday.
Hey, you only live once, bro. You only live once.
Bro,
One shot won't kill you, bro. Hey, I took a shot before I went to the airport to go to Phoenix.
Let me serve it here.
Oh, hey, we about to see a toast,
bro.
Yeah, we about to see. Yo,
Hey, you gotta do it.
I already finished the bottle though of the tequila that I had. The 400 conejos. I already finished that. Bro, it would have been cool if we all did a toast, bro. But I ran out, bro. All right, here we go.
There it is.
All right, ready? All right.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Oh, shit,
Yo, he actually did it, bro.
Oh, you did, bro.
Props.
Oh my god.
Hey, take out the lemon.
I'm recovering and I'm starting getting back in the shots. Oh man, I'm preparing because December is coming, boys. Christmas is coming.
Oh hell yeah! Hey, what are you gonna get for Christmas, bro?
Well, I still don't know. I think I'm gonna.
Yeah, hey, he needs some diecast though.
Yo, bro.
Give this poor guy. As I said, give Mauricio some diecast.
Hey,
give
the homeless guy some diecast.
There's a game I won for next year, so I think I'm gonna pre-order it for Christmas.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, so I think that's what I'm planning to do. Pre-order the game for Christmas.
Yeah, gotta pre-order those tequila bottles.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of things. We're gonna make our typical dinner of Christmas with meat and all that shit, and with drinks, music, end up until 7-8 a.m.
Some Mosuma or what?
O otros tragos.
Some Maluma.
Maybe
too,
this is that my family is not a huge fan of reggaeton.
Man,
my mom likes some songs of reggaeton, but my family does not. Well, it's more especially of the old man, like people like my dad or my grandparents. Because my cousins and those people, they like reggaeton, but all persons they don't like reggaeton, so I think that's gonna be a mixed issue. But maybe when they are drunk, maybe we're gonna pull those music so we can just have a party, because we did it last time when we visit them early this year. We put every single kind of music like Camilo, those type of music, bro. So definitely we're gonna if we go to we go back to Veracruz this December, definitely it's gonna happen again. So yeah, we'll see about that.
All right. All right. So
guys.
next we got most disappointing driver of the year.
Before I go, I'm gonna say who's the most disappointing person. I think Matty Benedetto.
Eric Almirola.
Kevin Harvick.
Harvick, I don't think so. I think his season wasn't that bad, but I think that definitely we said disappointment because of how last year was. But if we're gonna talk about bad season, like very, very disappointing persons, I think Di Benedetto and
I'll go with
especially on the roll.
I'll go with Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon.
That's interesting.
Austin Dillon, because by this time he should have been making the playoffs already, but it is what it is. So yeah, so I gotta go with Austin Dillon.
All right.
I mean, it's crazy. Like his teammate made it in, and he didn't, and it's just crazy. Like it's his second year in the Cup Series.
Austin gave it all he got to make it to the playoffs.
And for Austin Dillon to not make it in this year and get bumped out by his own teammate, that's crazy right there.
All right, team of the year.
Oh yeah,
Hendrick Motorsports.
Hendrick all the way.
Hendrick Motorsports, I gotta say, they accomplished a lot of milestones this season. I mean, you go from with the 1, 2, 3, 4 finish at Dover, and then you go to when they won 200, when they accomplished win 269 at the 2600 at the at the Coke 600. God, not the Coca-Cola 260. No.
Nice Rick Allen impression, Daniel.
Yep. Anyways, that's what happens when you get Rick Allenitis.
Rick Allen right there, bro.
Yeah. So the win number 269 at the Coca-Cola 600, that was definitely a milestone, which made Hendrick Motorsports the winningest team in NASCAR history. But not only that, Kyle Larson, 10 wins, Alex Bowman, 4 wins, Chase Elliott, 2 wins, and then William Byron, 1 win. So 17 wins in total for Hendrick Motorsports this season. And what a huge resurgence from Hendrick Motorsports compared to where they were in 2018, 2019. It looks like they were on a downward spiral, but for them being able to turn around, and then, with the addition of Kyle Larson in that team, I mean, that team is, going, this team returned back to form, to championship form, and returned to the team to beat. Race of the year. Best race of the year. I'm actually going with the Bristol night race.
Definitely. Saying the same right here.
Yeah. I think, that's a tough one. Because I think there's 3 races in the playoffs that were really good. Well, 4 if you include the championship race. But yeah, it's probably the Bristol night race. There was just so much going on. And that finished those last 50 laps, it's what made the race good. So I probably gotta go with the Bristol night. And then for the second one, I'd probably be the Martinsville. And then I'm talking about the Martinsville fall race, the one in the playoffs. And then the third one would have to be the Roval.
Yeah. For me, I mean, the Bristol night race is one of them. Road America, I definitely did enjoy that race. Charlotte Roval was definitely a good one, and then Martinsville, the fall race, was definitely an amazing one. I mean, it definitely, especially a lot of the short tracks this year. I mean, we saw a lot of tempers playing, a lot of desperation from the drivers. Drivers going hard at it. It definitely had that kind of early 2000s type of racing, that we fell in love with. So now to the best race of the year. Now we're transitioning into the worst race of the year. What would you guys consider the worst race of the year?
That's honestly a hard one.
Oh man, I think for me,
Dang, the worst race.
I might have to go with the Las Vegas fall race, to be honest.
Why?
The playoff
That's
race.
why that.
Honestly, it's pretty much the same thing with the 550 package. I mean, dirty air plays a huge issue. We saw it a lot, especially, with in the end, where Chase Elliott couldn't get through Denny Hamlin, even if he had the faster car. I mean, dirty air was still an issue, which caused the car to not be able to make a full pass on him. So, I mean, a lot of it has to do with the package.
Dang.
No offense, I would have to honestly say the Talladega Fall race.
Okay.
I'd probably say the road course at Daytona. I think.
Why that?
There wasn't a lot going on. It was just like, I didn't think it was like there wasn't a lot of passing or good moments other than Kyle Larson crashing out or spinning out late.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just thought that one was like a really boring race for some reason. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And also because they replaced Auto Club, but I ain't gonna say nothing else.
Yeah. All right. So breakout driver of the year.
Breakout. Oof.
I'm gonna have to go with Ryan Blaney on this one.
I'm picking two, Almirola and Blaney.
I think for Blaney, I mean, this is the first season where he's able to get more than one win a season.
Yeah, I'll probably go with Blaney too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So for the next one, I'm gonna give you guys this one. Who would you guys consider a driver to watch out for next season?
Oh, my boy Willie B. Byron, baby. Let's go. He's gonna make a deep playoff run. He's going.
I'm saying two right here, Hamlin and Byron.
I'm actually have to go with William Byron on this one. I mean, you look at especially this season. I mean, he won at Homestead at a mile and a half. Leading the most laps, winning stage 2, and then leading the most laps at the final stage and being able to pull off the win early in the season, and then pretty much being one of the most consistent drivers all season. I mean, ran in the top 5, top 10 a lot, even led laps too as well, and it's unfortunate, that the first, the second round of the playoffs, him having issues early in the playoffs, really did affect him, not making it to the round of 12. But, the performance we saw out of him at the Roval, making, fighting till the end. I mean, I feel like that really sparked something in Byron, we started seeing him, at Texas, contend against Kyle Larson for the win. At Kansas, he was out there also contending as well, running in the top 5. Martinsville, he also looked like a contender. So I think, he has a lot of momentum heading into next season. And I think, with them working on the next gen car, if Hendrick Motorsports and that whole 24 team, if they get the whole setup right, and, it all comes down to who gets the setup right the quickest and who adapts to it the quickest as well. And I think that's what it's all going to come down to. And William Byron, I mean, I feel like next season is kind of that step that I expect him to, now that he has a win, now that he's shown that he can, run in the top 5, not once every 4 races, but like on a weekly basis, and kind of get to the level of how his Hendrick Motorsports teammates like Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott. I feel next season, I think we could start seeing that step where we don't not see Byron as a consistent driver, but also as a championship contender as well.
Yeah, I gotta say my boy right here. Look, the 24, Willie B. Um, I think he's gonna have a breakout year next year. I think he's gonna win a couple races.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has a chance to make it to the championship four. I believe he's gonna make a deep playoff run.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, with the season he had this year, with the consistency he had early in the year, and then picking it up again when the playoffs started, yeah, I think Willie B is probably gonna have a really good year next year. So that's one of the guys probably that everybody needs to watch out because he's coming, boys. He's coming.
Mm-hmm. All right, best paint scheme of the year.
William Byron's Exalted car.
I'm gonna have to agree.
Yeah, I like Exalted.
Because at first I thought that scheme looked a little weak, but as we saw that car on track, and it started to look more greater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when I first saw it, when I first saw the paint scheme, I thought it was not a good looking car, but I mean, after I've seen it on TV and stuff, I thought it looked great. So, and he won, this season with the car, so that helps out a lot. So, yeah, I think the Exalta, really good paint scheme.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now we're gonna go on to worst paint scheme of the year. So, what would you guys consider to be the worst paint scheme of the year?
Ross Chastain's Clover car, because I still don't like that orange number.
And that's a tough one.
A little dramatic.
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I do like the Clover scheme, but I kind of liked it when it was like when it had the white 42 instead of the orange 42. But for me, the worst paint scheme of the year, for me, I'm actually gonna have to go with Harrison Burton's Darlington throwback to when he was throwing it back to Jeff Burton's Holiday Inn scheme from 2007, the Xfinity Series. I mean, overall, that scheme just did not match the color of what the scheme was originally supposed to be. So that definitely is a total L.
Yeah. Dang. I don't know.
Oh yeah, by the way, we are including Xfinity and truck schemes as well.
Oh yeah, sure. Didn't know.
I don't know, bro. I mean, I would say the red craftsman paint scheme that Hamlin and I think Christopher Bell ran. I don't know. Or that Speedy Cash Anthony Alfredo. Yeah, I think those probably. For me, I didn't really like, but yeah.
All right, what would you guys? All right, best quote of the year from any driver.
I'm gonna say Chase Elliott's merry off season and a happy Christmas.
For me was when Denny Hamlin called Alex Bowman a hack.
A hack.
I should have guessed you were gonna say that.
Oh damn.
For me, I gotta say Kevin Harvick at the Bristol night race. He had a few quotes. I'm blacking out right now, so I can't remember.
About to rip somebody's head off or something like that.
Yeah, or yeah, that I think that one, or the post race at Martinsville when in the interview and the what do you call it, that post race interviews in the back with Denny Hamlin with the media at the media center.
Mm-hmm.
With calling Chase Elliott fans at what do you say? Damn,
the Chase fans were that the Chase Elliott fans were that the people that were booing at him were Chase Elliott fans.
Yeah, that bro.
And then Chase Elliott responded. He says that that the fans don't care about what happened with Denny Hamlin and Alex Bowman.
Now we know why Cherie is the way she is.
Yeah.
She went on a full tantrum about Larson winning the championship.
Oh, hey, she said,
gotta suck it up.
I'm like, look, too bad. Hey, too bad it's not your driver winning it though.
Dang, yeah. Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is, but yeah,
it is. You can't change it, and you can't make Larson lose a championship and give it to Chase.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's crazy though? She said that I remember one of the tweets. She said that this was that the championship was handed to him, that he didn't earn it.
Oh hell no!
And I'm like, you trying to say it's on Mickey championship?
Man, I don't know. They're crazy, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
They think everything revolves around them. So.
Yeah. All right, so we're almost at the top of the hour. I'm gonna take a look at the chat to see if there's any questions you guys wanna answer before we start wrapping it up and say some of the final words of this podcast season. But in the meantime, I just want to say I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who has stuck it out through the whole season 2 of Turn 4 podcast, and I can't believe it. We made it 2 seasons. You know, I never would have thought I would be at this point this season, and some of the upgrades we have made this season. I mean, you know, finally getting the podcast on Zoom, but live through YouTube. I'm excited for a lot of bigger things to come this season. I mean, the way this NASCAR season ended, you know, finally being able to meet Addison in person and hopefully soon to meet the rest of the U2, Anthony and Mauricio in the Turn 4 podcast. So, you know, it was a great year, but it also had some of the challenges that was going on the podcast. But you know, we managed to fix everything through, and you know, we still continue to pull through, and we're still here. You know, I'm very thankful. I mean, that I get to do this, you know, every Tuesdays. You know, even though, you know, it's still not where I wanted to be, but I know there's always room for improvement. There's always room for progress, and you know, I'm very dedicated and motivated to make this better next year. As you know, I'm excited for next season. You know, I do believe there's a lot of more bigger and better things to come for season 3, which I'm very excited about. Season 3 won't be our podcast we won't be live in season 3 until late January to kind of preview what's to come in the 2022 season, and also we will be previewing the Chili Bowl and all that, and much more. You know, there's some upgrades that I do plan on doing on the podcast. I will be announcing them on my Instagram and my Twitter soon.
What about some picks for Rolex?
Oh yes, yeah. We're also gonna get to that. We'll also in the podcast we'll also have an episode where we will preview the Chili Bowl, the Rolex 24, all these events and during the preseason. Yeah, I'm definitely excited. I'm definitely looking forward to that. But you know, I'm very thankful. I mean, especially for Anthony, Addison, and Mauricio. You know, you guys, you know, I appreciate you guys, you know, for sticking around. You know, there's some situations, you know, in the summer months, you know, that needed to be fixed, that you know, some actions needed to be taken. But you know, I'm glad we all got it. We all got through the situations that was going on at the time. But I'm very thankful for all you guys. I mean, you guys, not only that, but you guys have been considered my best friends. You guys are considered like my brothers, even though there's times we might not agree with stuff. There's times we like to troll each other. There's times at times, you know, we'll fight at times, but you know, there's never been a dull moment between you guys. And I'm very thankful for that. I mean, you know, with this podcast, you know, I don't do it, you know, to get fame or for the money. You know, I mostly do it because, you know, I enjoy talking NASCAR with these guys. You know, they're the reason why I do this podcast, because, you know, growing up, I never had anyone to talk about NASCAR with, and, you know, meeting these 3, you know, I could not have wished for. There's, you know, this is all I've, you know, all wanted, you know, was to, have people to talk about NASCAR with, to sometimes, even debate about stuff about NASCAR with, and, none of this is possible with you guys. I mean, with you guys, and especially those people who are watching as well, we appreciate every one of your support, and it definitely does mean a lot, and this is the reason why, I want to keep doing this. One of these days, I want to develop something, I want to make this podcast, be big, have guests on it. And also, I want to, cover the sport, for people who are watching the sport, and even for people who want to get into NASCAR. This is I want to make this platform to cover the sport the best way we can. And honestly, I'm very thankful. It's, I can't believe we're already wrapping the season up, but I gotta say, we all deserve a break. With Thanksgiving, Christmas coming up, we all get to finally spend it with our family and kind of celebrate the year that we had. The things we accomplished, even the good things we accomplished this year. I can say I accomplished really great things this year, and I was able to experience a lot of great moments this season, and especially being at Phoenix. I hope to be at more tracks next year, but I just want to say thank you guys to everyone who's been supporting this podcast since the beginning, and especially to Addison, Anthony, and Mauricio. I mean, I really appreciate for them being on here every Tuesdays, and I could have not asked for better members of the Turn 4 podcast more than you guys. Anyone else want to add on to anything?
Not really, but just thanks for the appreciation.
Anthony?
Yeah, I just want to say, I want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to Daniel and also Mauricio, because for anybody else watching, and Addison, for everybody else that's watching, I wasn't part of the the actual Turn 4 podcast when it all started, and I was just a fan. I was just a fan of the podcast. I enjoyed, seeing Daniel, Mauricio, Addison, anybody else who was on the podcast. I would, after work or whatever, when I had free time, I'd, sit down and watch the podcast, and, I became a huge fan of it. With some weird reason, whatever, me and Daniel, we started talking through Instagram. I know I messaged him first saying, yo, bro, like, when are we gonna do a live or whatever. And since then, he's welcomed me with open arms, as well as everybody else in the podcast. And I really got to say thanks to them, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here right now. And even though if I wasn't here, with these guys and the actual podcast, I'd still be a big fan on the chat, supporting them, on whatever they need. So for that, I want to say thanks to them. And, I've obviously became really good friends with everybody here. So I appreciate, everybody. It's been a great year, and hopefully next year it'll get better. And yeah, I mean, I'm just happy. I'm excited, and I just want to give out that shout out and that thanks to Daniel, Mauricio, and Addison, because they've become like my really best friends. So without them, I wouldn't be here right now. So thanks. And then also for everybody in the chat, who has supported us, and through YouTube or Instagram, thanks to them as well. If it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't be here. But yeah, I mean, let's just keep going, see what next year has in store for us, and I'll enjoy every single moment with you guys. So thank you.
Yeah. And one more thing, for those people who are watching, I mean, who are trying to accomplish anything, they're trying to do, whether it's, something they're doing on their own or something they're doing from scratch, all I want to say, do what makes you happy. I mean, if there's something you want to accomplish and it's not going to be an easy task, but you have that in mind, do it. There's, don't listen to any of the naysayers or people who don't believe in you. It's not worth your time. I mean, surround yourself, with people who are going to push you to be better, or people who are going to, who believe in your dreams. For me, with this podcast, there's times I get naysayers. There's people that tell me that, you're not going to make it, oh, this podcast will never be successful, or this podcast, oh, it's literally just a wannabe. So I don't consider it that way. For me, I'm that type of person that I like to work my way up. I'm that type of person where I grew up where I want to earn things. I want to struggle to earn, to become successful on something. I'm that type of person where I want to put in the work to do things, and with this podcast, it's really taught me to persevere through, to not give up. I mean, especially, with some of the things that happened this year, throughout in the middle of the year, I'm not going to get too detailed about it, but, this year, especially, it taught me to just continue pushing through, even that, there's been moments where I kind of wanted to give up on the podcast, because of some of the situations that were going on. But, I told myself that, look, there's going to be moments, there's going to be challenging moments. There's going to be moments where you're going to question yourself on things, but I just kept pushing through. I kept pushing through, I just kept, believing in myself, and just focusing on what makes you happy, on what you enjoy doing. A lot of it, a lot of people, they seem to do things for the clout, but for me, I think for the people that that who are watching that want to do something, do it because you love to do it. The most important thing is having fun. You could be successful making a lot of money, and you're not happy, you're not having fun. For me, even though this podcast is not right now, it's still, we're still working our way up. I enjoy, I'm having fun doing this. I still have I enjoy every Tuesdays. Tuesdays are usually one of my favorite days of the week. Every Tuesday I wake up, with my cup of coffee and all that, all excited. I get to do the podcast, talk about NASCAR, talk about anything that's going on. It's a pleasure, and it's definitely a pleasure. And I'm blessed, and it's something that has really, it's really taught me to kind of work hard, to grind, to, like I always tell, like Anthony and Mauricio and Addison always tell me, the grind don't stop. And it's taught me to keep pushing through, to never give up on anything, no matter how challenging it gets. Okay, so we got a chat from Dream Forest. Hey, where do I message the Turn 4 podcast? Because I made some designs I created for the podcast. Dream Forest, thank you for the comment. You can hit us up on any of our social medias that we will put in the link below after I go live. So if you wanna check the description after the live stream, you can hit any one of us up on Instagram, on Twitter. So yeah, and he also said great job on the podcast. So we really appreciate it.
Who was it, bro?
His name is Dream Forest. I think, yeah, he can hit us up. He can hit us up on one of our social medias, but on one of our Instagrams. But
did you say Dream Forest?
Yeah, that's his name on YouTube, Dream Forest.
Shout out to Dream Forest. We appreciate you, man. So yeah, like you said, if you wanna let us know what you have going on, you can message anybody from the Turn 4 podcast. So we appreciate you, man. Thanks for watching, and thanks for supporting.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of that speech I really wanted to give. It's all about grinding, persevering through, just facing challenges in life, and that's what this year's really taught me. And especially outside the podcast, it taught me just to continue pushing through, just to keep running, like the saying in the movie Finding Dory, like remember that one part where they told her to just keep swimming. That's what this is what this year's really taught me, just to keep going, just to keep pushing through. And before we wrap it up, I want to ask you, Anthony and Mauricio. Well, I don't think Mauricio's here no more, but Addison and Anthony, what was one of the things that this year has taught you, or whoever wants to start?
Yeah, I mean, you work hard, and eventually you'll get rewarded. You just gotta keep going, no matter what happens in your life. You just gotta keep pushing through. I know everybody here has had, tough situation going on before, and thankfully we have each other's backs, and we support each other. It makes it much easier. But for anybody out there that's going through, like, some hard stuff going on in their lives, just keep pushing through. There's always the light at the end of the tunnel. And just keep fighting, because at the end, in the end, you'll eventually get rewarded, and it'll all be worth it at the end. So yeah, just work hard, keep that grind going, and eventually you'll get to where you want to be.
Addison, anything else you want to add on?
Anthony pretty much did all the talking, so nothing from me.
All right.
That's right, Addison. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Got MVP right here at Phoenix, man. But it was a pleasure to meeting Addison in person. And, I hope for many great adventures and for the 2022 NASCAR season, which will be starting out at the LA Coliseum.
Anthony, catch me at the LA Coliseum, because I'll be there.
Yeah, I mean,
the LA Coliseum, I know it's a short track compared to Los Angeles Speedway and Cars 1, but the way the entrance looks, it reminds me of the entrance of Los Angeles International Speedway from Cars 1 and Cars 3.
Yeah, it looks very similar. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's I'm definitely optimistic. I got, we got a lot of great things coming in 2022, a lot of updates that I've been working on, which I will be announcing in the next few upcoming weeks and months. But yeah, so I just want to thank you guys, everyone, so much for watching. This is the end of season 2, and we will see you all in season 3 in late January. So have a great off season.
We still have that fun to enjoy, but see you later.
Yeah.
All right, guys.